Hey everyone, it's Coach Tony from TN Throws Coaching. Today's another hot one, but once again, the throws wait for no one. So today we get to talk about one of my favorite topics to teach young athletes, which is the fundamentals of hammer. So if you're like me and you live in that 99% of the country that doesn't have hammer in high school, it can be really intimidating to teach a young athlete how to get started. It can also be really intimidating for the athlete because hammer is unlike anything they've ever done. There are a lot of coaches that recommend kind of trial by fire of just getting them taking full throws on day one. I really don't think that's the best way to approach it. I actually think it can take several practices, if not several weeks, just to get the athlete ready to take a full throw with an actual hammer. Or, if as you can see behind my shoulder here, I don't have access to a full hammer cage right now for someone to even take a full throw. But that doesn't mean that they have to completely stop and not get any work in. There are lots of things you can do. To do so, I recommend having three things. First off, some athletic tape. Second off, a golf club. And third, a medicine ball. Preferably heavier than this, but you work with what you got. Tape is important, although it is a weird one, but not actually for any drill, it's more just for reference points. At least how I teach hammer, I use 0, 90, 180, and 270 frequently, which for all the geometry people out there is just the degree of the circle, which helps me point out where their feet should be landing or where the ball should be, where the high point is, where the low point is, things like that. When you just get started, it can be a little intimidating and it's pretty easy to forget which way is which. So I'll take a piece of tape and I'll write 0 and put it at where 0 is, 90, 180, 270. So that way it's easy to see where their feet and the ball should be on certain turns. A phrase I use a lot is reach for 90 when it comes to coaching hammer, but if the athlete doesn't know what that means, it's not going to help. For the golf club, I would say the longer the better, so that way it really shows and helps the athlete feel how long and far away the hammer actually is from them. In my mind, if you can't do basic turns with a golf club, you have no chance of doing it with a hammer. And yes, I know the weight of the hammer is technically what pulls you into the next turn, but just hear me out. Holding a golf club is an easy way for young athletes to learn the heel-toe turn while still having something in their hands. It's good because the weight is at the end, mostly, and they can see how far away it should be reaching and where it should be reaching, most importantly. And last, a medicine ball is a good way to teach how to do a proper release without handing them an actual hammer. It's an easy and efficient way not only to warm up, which I have even my high-end athletes do frequently, but also just learn the proper movement and block pattern of a hammer throw. The finish in the hammer is polar opposite from anything an athlete has ever done, and it'll be tricky if you just throw them right into it. All of these items are relatively inexpensive and easily found. You don't even need an actual circle to teach any of this. I actually suggest against doing anything in a circle for the first few times. And of course, an athlete will have to put their hands on a hammer eventually if they want to learn. But it's okay to give your athlete some building blocks to learn some of these things before you put them on the gauntlet. If you need more help or advice, feel free to reach out to me directly at tnthrowscoaching@gmail.com or fill out the link in my bio. I hope this helps. Throw far.